Alright everybody, it's time to replace those old grainy online screenshots because new images of Super Mario 64 are here.
It's me, Mario!
Now, I've been collecting and scanning old Japanese gaming magazines for the better part of 5 years now, looking for new beta images of our favorite games. But the fact of the matter is, there's not much new out there. The reason being is because Nintendo or any other publisher gave a certain set amount of images to the press at the time, and they're all pretty much the same images that every single magazine has. The image files were taken, they were printed, and the best we can hope for as fans is a good quality print and a decent quality scan of said print. But what if we got our hands on the actual files that Nintendo sent over, or at least something close? Well, that is what we have today. I have been looking for this magazine for years, and I have finally found it. It is MPEG Special V1, and it contains a CD of interviews, game trailers, and of course our Mario 64 beta images, both from 1996 and 1995. And it also has beta Pilot Wing 64 images, all of which I will showcase at the end of the video. On the left we have our new screenshots, and on the right are old scanned images. Now, I sourced these scanned images from the cutting room floor, by the way, which is the place to go for unused and cut gaming content. So if you are not familiar with them, go ahead and check them out. As you can see, the new images have much better color. They have more appropriate contrast, and they're less grainy due to not having been printed. In fact, in some cases, the contrast is so off in the printed versions that you can't really see the environment well at all. Let's go ahead and zoom in for a better comparison. File version and then fade into the scanned version. You can see how the grain of the paper and the ink affect the image. Although it sort of creates a pseudo sense of sharpness, almost. It is a bit of an illusion though. Keep in mind that N64 games were not this sharp/grainy. In fact, the N64 is notoriously blurry. Now, if we really zoom in on the HUD, we can see this even better. Here's our file version, and now the print version. I can sort of mimic this effect just by bumping up the sharpness in the file version, and it's sharpened now. Sort of-ish. It's a bit more effective to see on the image as a whole. Once again, going to sharpen this image in 3, 2, 1, there we go. The same effect essentially can be emulated if you really want that look. But the whole point of this exercise is basically just to showcase that, yes, in a way, the printed versions look a little bit more sharp, although they are off color and off contrast and all those things, but they're not really that much sharper. It really is hard to tell how much of that is just because of the printing. I should also probably note that these are likely not the exact files that Nintendo sent over. They were reformatted for the sake of inclusion on this disc. However, they're still better quality and more representative of the originals compared to what we had. When I posted about these on X/Twitter, there was a discussion about how Nintendo sent images to the gaming press at the time. One user posted this awesome image which shows Donkey Kong Country as a screenshot on a negative. However, I'm not sure how widespread this practice was though, and I'm inclined to believe that by the time the N64 rolled around, press kits included digital media. In fact, I've backed up press content and art from many game publishers of the era that used floppies, magneto-optical discs, CDs, etc. It seems like putting everything to every press outlet on a negative would be extraordinarily cumbersome. Although, maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments. Now, before I showcase all the new images, I also wanted to do a little comparison between these and the final version of the game. For example, here we have a different railing texture, the window isn't emitting light, the doorknobs are using different models, etc. All of this info is actually detailed in depth on the Cutting Room Floor's website, so if you want more information, please check them out. Here the beta version lacks the Goomba painting. Mario's reflection does not have a shadow. You'll also notice that all of these have a different icon for Mario, coins, and stars in the HUD. They're more cartoony and 16-bit. Here we have a totally different texture on the enemy, especially its face. Here we learn that booze contained keys in the beta version. Also note the lack of torch above the door. Now, there are actually a ton of differences in this one, but I'm going to put you guys to work. Pause the video and let me know how many differences you see in the comments below. There's no signpost here, no stake holding the chain chomp into the ground, and lots of background differences. And here we have our images from 1995 that are just different in nearly every way. So without further ado, here are all the images, including those aforementioned Pilot Wing 64 ones. I'll go ahead and put a link as well in the description below that you can click on and download the images yourself if you are interested in taking a more detailed and closer look. Cheers, take care, and hope to see you guys next time. Enjoy the images.